Appreciate that. All right, man. Let's be honest. There's really not that much revolving news going on in battle rap, and unfortunately, for the month of February, we will not have any events because Kings and Queens 2 was postponed until March. It might be the same weekend as the Super Fight, March 6th, March 7th weekend. So for the rest of the month of February, prepare yourself. There's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of narratives being brewed, a lot of storylines being picked apart, a lot of interviews, a lot of topics out of air. I was really looking forward to some battles for the weekend, but with no transactions for the next 3.5 weeks, us as content creators, we really don't know what to do right now, honestly. So we're just gonna go by the media cycle. Anything going on is gonna be talked about. But we do have a special guest in the building coming on today at 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for anybody that's not on the East Coast. JB, the director of content from URL, my good friend, my mentor, the guy looks out for me. He is the director of content for URL. He's the director of content for the app. He is the guy that shoots all the events for Caffeine and directs all the app battles and the band battles. Listen, there's a whole lot he does. He's going to come on in the next 15 minutes, so we get a chance to talk to JB about a whole lot of interesting stuff that occurred over the weekend. But for now, let's move on to some news, man. Let's talk about some things that transpired so far today. That's right, JB is a legend, man. Savage Vandross, I have the answer, and it's because it is better than that. All right, that's why we don't do so. All right, Easy the Block Captain today came on to Breakfast with the Champ DNA show on Caffeine and has some very, very, very spicy words from Mr. K Shine. I do have an audio clip. Let's roll this clip and listen in. Wow. The sound isn't going through. I'm so sorry for that. I'm so disappointed that happened. Let's try this again. Hold on. I thought this entire time it was playing. Let's see. Let's see here. Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear this? We're gonna leave the clip alone because clearly the audio side on my side of the world is not working for the clips. But I'll make it quick for you guys. Easy the Block Captain pretty much told DNA my last two performances have been better than K Shine's last two performances, which was Chilla Jones and the Pat Stay performance. I mean, that's pretty easy to say. I'm pretty sure anybody can say that sentence. But he did say, if I win my next two battles convincingly, can we get a commitment for K Shine to come outside? I want to throw it to the people, man. Your voice matters more than mine. Easy the Block Captain, if he wins his next two battles convincingly, do you want to see it Easy the Block Captain and K Shine? If you're here for the match, who do you have winning that race there? Oh, Easy the Block Captain in the building. What up though, Easy? You never miss a beat, Easy. I appreciate your relentless promo. Shine wanted to be outside before that. Easy versus Shine says Arrogant He'll be fired. I want to see Easy versus Shine now. Savage Vandross says set it up. Shine 2-1. 09 Bullet says Shine. Jeremy Perkins says I want to see it right now. No working extra for it. Falconian, what up, man? I appreciate you, Falconian. You're my guy, man. Haven't seen you in a long, long time, man. It's good to see you. Salute, my friend. Salute, my friend. CC on air is in the chat. My partner. My ride or die. Much love always, Falcone. Let's keep reading these messages. Shoe Gang says, I want to see it. Blue 21 says, that should be on Gnome. Gnome play. Ride 2076. What up, though? What up, Falletta? I guess I got to see that battle. Can't guess. All right, this is my take real quick on Easy versus the Block Captain. Easy the Block Captain versus K-Shine. I'm sorry. I want to see K-Shine's response to Easy's proposal of 2 more battles, because K-Shine loves to put people through hurdles. He made Chess do 5 battles. Chess did 7 before he got a chance to get to K-Shine. K-Shine's going to probably say 2. Easy will probably get 2 really big wins, and then all of a sudden K-Shine will be like, I need a little bit more. So I want to see K-Shine's response to Easy's proposal first. Because if we're being honest, he doesn't need 2 more battles. He took Don Marino out. He beat T-Top on the app. This guy has not lost a single battle fan vote on Caffeine, with the highest record 4-0 on Caffeine. He really only needs 1 more big performance, and there's no reason why K-Shine can't be the next thing knocking at his door. You have Calico, you got Geechee, you got Goods, you got a radar of legends and high-level battle rappers ready for Easy the Block Captain. I'm sure Easy's going to probably take another name like a Big T. Swamp was on the radar. Loso called them out. So, there's probably somebody along the way that he needs to have another clash with before these people say, this guy's relentless and we have to stop his path. So I could definitely see that battle going down. In fact, K-Shine really wasn't even on his radar. I didn't really expect to see that match at all. I'm not against it. Definitely here for it. I want to see K-Shine's response, because I know K-Shine loves to put people through hurdles and sell dreams. But let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Let's talk about Mr. Geechee Gotti for a second here. Because Geechee Gotti just had another milestone, another accolade over the weekend. Geechee Gotti's battle with John the Don hit 1 million views. So now Geechee Gotti has 9 platinum battles. 9 battles at 1 million views. Can you believe the only battles that Geechee Gotti does not have had 1 million is his Rum Nitty battle and his Proving Ground? Every single YouTube drop besides those 2 battles are at 1 million views. That's incredible. And now with 9 million view battles, he is 3rd all time in the West behind Daylight and Disaster. So it's time for me to ask that question. Hey, Lil Reggie in the building. Where does Geechee Gotti rank all time in the West? We have to start asking it. I don't want to wait till Geechee retires. We're watching a legacy being built right in front of our eyes. We can ask ourselves that question right now. All right, let's see the answers. Marquette says top 3. Let's be honest, Geechee's the greatest out the West. He is number 1. Jeremy Perkins says number 2 after Nitty for me. I'm Geechee biased. I'm from LA, so I can't answer that. You can answer. You got a lot of people. You got Geechee, Daylight, Disaster, Ilmag. You got a lot of guys you can pick from. Danny Myers. Augie says the most successful on URL. He's the only guy from the West on URL, really. The rest of the guys aren't there like that much, besides Danny. Augie says most successful. Bagel says Daylight is curving shine. Jay Green says greatest all time out the West. Oof. Geechee's one of the greatest anywhere. Jeremy Perkins says Ilmag's definitely top 3. Let's be honest, this Daylight will smoke shine. I like your name, let's be honest, because anything you say after your name, I have to read it. It's like, it's almost as if I'm saying it instead of reading your message. Touche. I like that. Lil Reggie says, Diz is not important, friends. Stop. Lil Reggie, I need you to calm down the disrespect a little bit, all right? This is a guy that is a global sensation, all right? Like, this guy can battle any part of the fucking world in 3 different languages and be successful, all right? Geechee Gotti unfortunately can't leave the country. I wish he could. Let's put some respect on an artist at least being able to be global in battle rap, because every single artist's goal is to be global and perform. Global train wreck, not a sensation. The Disaster hate is real. I'm not even going to try to stick up for Disaster here, but there's got to be some respect on his name. Top 5, Diz, Ilmac, Thesaurus, Daylight, and Danny Myers, and Geechee. Okay. I hate Diz, but he is top 5. Augie says Gotti's number 1 in accomplishments, but not quite there in terms of legacy. Augie, I think that's the best answer I've seen so far all night. I hate Diz, but he's top 3. Susan Flory says Battle Rap's top bachelor. Ooh, what's a good answer? It's definitely a good answer. Let me see if I get things going over here on my side of the world. Oh, you're talking about me? I appreciate that, Sue Surf Lloyd. That's a nice compliment. I appreciate that. Lil Reggie says, is that real battle rap, though? Black culture is where battle rap originated. Yeah, Lil Reggie, I get that. But do you know can you believe battle rap is bigger in the Philippines and in Russia than it is in America? Like, it's literally like 10 times bigger. So that's kind of mind-blowing in itself. And I appreciate it touching all different sides of the world. Africa, Australia, Europe, you know what I'm saying? And for somebody to be able to say, I've battled in all these continents, like, that's not something you just brush off. Like, not everybody can do that. Literally, not everybody can do that. And until URL decides to take a trip to Africa, to Australia, if you're only battling on URL, you'll never get a chance to complete that accolade. It's just the truth. We got JB coming on in 5 minutes. Yoshi's legacy over Disaster's legacy, says Jeremy Perkin. Man, that boy horny. That boy is horny. Wow. Wow. What else can I say to that, Jeremy Perkins? Like, what else can I say? He needs to be arrested. Not yet. He's fine. He's just a little. It's Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? We probably all got some WAP. You know what I'm saying? We all probably cook. We all probably spend some money on some chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I know I got some gifts. I got some nice gifts. You know what I'm saying? So, salutes to Valentine's Day. In fact, I made it my due diligence to stay completely off of social media yesterday. Let's be honest, says I got nothing at all. I'm frustrated. Damn. Can't relate. Cannot relate at all. Yeah, man, I gotta be quiet about all that shit though, Jeremy, because if I put my business out there, I might get Mike P'd. Like, somebody might have a round about whoever I'm talking about. I can't afford that to happen to me. You guys make battle rap very dangerous for women. I'll tell you that much. Nobody wants to introduce their women to battle rap. Nobody. They keep them very far away. And Mike P's an example of that. Oh, poor Mike P, man. You guys are ruthless. I got 3 minutes before JB comes on. Let's tackle on this last quote here that popped up from Hip Hop Is Real. Your man Tay Rock had an interesting quote. Not really interesting, but I want to talk about it because I feel like he's actually wrong. Let's see if I can get this pulled up. All right, boom. On Hip Hop Is Real, Tay Rock was talking about two possible battles. Talking about Conceited and Cassidy. And at one point mentioned that they should probably battle each other. And then he said, and quote, they cannot adapt to this COVID setting. It will get very spooky. Before I give my take on his quote, let's ask you guys, do you think Cassidy or Conceited would struggle in the COVID setting? Let's see what the people have to say. Conceited can't use slower downs anymore. I have Cassidy beating Conceited in the small room. I feel like Cassidy wouldn't. I agree with that. DJK. So they're both getting smoked. Cassidy will struggle in any setting. August says Cassidy would do better. Conceited would do worse. He said with COVID, it would be with a crowd, it would be spooky, but in COVID, they'd do fine. Is that so? I thought I had this backwards here. Might have to double check that. Well, you might be right there. You might have earned a job over here if you got that right. Our producer might have got something wrong. But I just want to put this out there. Long story short, before I get JB on here, we're going to talk about the postponement from Kings and Queens, things going on in the app, caffeine for the year, a whole lot of interesting stuff coming up. But I do truly, honestly believe that if you put Cassie in a small room, with no audience and just him and you face to face, like, I think he does pretty good. He did terrible on the stage against Disaster, was postponed. The very next day they battle in the garage. He beats him. Like, I don't know what you guys think, that these guys can't rap. Like, all the people that had trouble with performing, Reed Dollars, Murder Mook, once you put them in this small room, what happened? They did phenomenal. You remove the biggest element of the modern day battle rap, which is controlling the crowd. The fact that you don't have to worry about controlling 2,000 people or getting booed, and now it's just you and him, and he might rap forever, and he might intimidate you, and he's gonna rhyme very well. Cassidy, I'll watch a Cassidy battle here, especially with the promo that he brings along the way. If Reed can beat Nitty, anything is possible. Listen, man, I've been saying that ever since that happened. I don't rule anything out anymore. I don't rule anything out, and anytime fans make a lopsided favorite and underdog, I'm very weary. It rarely goes that way now in this environment. Cassidy's promo plus blind arrogance equals a good bubble battle. I agree. Cassidy can't get booed off of stage. Pecan's outdated bars will get exposed. I know Khan's bars have aged like milk for a lot of people, but again, everybody else from Wild 'N Out's gotten better. I don't know why we would think Conceited, for the very least, wouldn't come with some decent material now today. Like, but I'm gonna leave it alone, because if you start to defend these guys too much, you get killed online. So, for God's sakes, you guys let Goods talk about Credit Karma for 3 whole rounds, and I had no problem with that. So I think a punchline to let Conceited would be alright. That's just my opinion. Alright, let me see if we get my guy JB on this show. Brief pause while I give him a ring. All right. And let's make sure we get the audio working too, so you guys can hear him. You guys hear that ringing? All right, now we got that shit working.
Hello, you've reached Joshua Browning. Hey, Bulldog.
All right, we'll hang tight for him to give us a call back. Yeah, we just got curved. It happened. It happens sometimes. But he's aware. He will be pulling up when he gets a chance to. I definitely want to talk to him a lot about everything getting postponed this past weekend, because honestly, like, I'm going to be honest, guys, straight up. Sometimes we take URL for granted. Sometimes we genuinely take URL for granted. Like, when they put out that event slate of all their events for 2021, they had 9 events in 2 tournaments. Plus, that doesn't even include this Crucible that's happening right now, and all the private app battles is going to happen. So it's going to easily be another 20-plus events for the year. And I love King of the Dot. I love RBE. But King of the Dot and RBE combined don't even do half the amount of events that URL does. So, like, this whole month of February, we have absolutely nothing now. This is the perfect opportunity for King of the Dot RBE to do something, do one-offs, to, recruit talent. That's not expensive to do, right? And these are just moments where, like, I feel like the battle rap ecosystem just works better when all the leagues are competing and is healthy and they're active, but they're not active and they're not healthy right now. They're not competing. It's just all URL. So, like, we complain, we get upset, but they're literally the only ones mass producing things for us to watch. If they just stopped for 6 months, like, what would happen? Is that why people want battles on YouTube, says Rita Puffin Loud. What up, though, Rita? Let's read some of these messages while I try to get a hold of JB. I Battle and Bullpen might be on King of the Dot and RB's ass this year. You know who's going to be on their ass, Sue Surf Lawyer? The Riot. All right? The Riot is just a couple big events away from saying, we here. All right? So the Riot is definitely another league that is definitely taking off. Cece says, my puppy needs me. You hear that guy, right? You hear Jax while in the background. Let's keep reading your messages while I get a hold of Jay Bizzle. I just got a text from JB. He says, give me a second. So in the meantime, let's keep reading your messages. Kun Queso says, the Riot got that Twitch connection. Not only did they got the Twitch connection, they just gave us a live free YouTube pay-per-view. Right? YouTube pay-per-view, live stream, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the right term, but it was free. All right? We didn't pay for it. We saw Vixen grab her ass for free. All right? So they're doing things right. iBattle just put on events. They always have events going on. I'm happy about that. And they always got nice battles in the trenches. And goddamn, Lex is such a good scout. So expect Bangs and Big Cannon to make some waves happen over the past weekend. Let's keep reading some messages that I miss. Marquette26 says, yeah, I do realize when stages come back, we're not getting this many events. Marquette, I beg to differ. I got the numbers here, bro. Since 2017, Euro's been doing 20 plus events a year. This isn't new. Muscle Hamster in the building. LTBR has the numbers. Yes, we do. Muscle Hamster, what up, though? I meant to email you. I keep telling you this. I always forget. But after I get off today, I'm 100% emailing you. And we're going to chop it up this week because I have a lot of things to discuss with you. Thank you for the prop. I appreciate that. Early 40 says, France for the stats. France got the stats. Yeah, man. I mean, like, when you just look at the years over, like, you know what? Let's see if I can pull this up while we wait. Because this is some major shit that I realized over the years with URL. I was like, yo, they're doing a lot of stuff that we kind of aren't appreciating. In the first 6 years of the company, from 2009 to 2016, they've damn near almost doubled the amount of events they've done in just the last span of 4 years. And that means everything. That means big events, small events, PGs, Born Legacies, off-brand events, the collaborations. So 2017, 18, 19, 20, and up until now, yeah, it's been pretty massive. They've done 25 weeks on caffeine. Listen, man, let's not take it for granted. Running a league is really difficult. Like, I have no problem criticizing the event. Like, that's what it's there for, right? Because I'm there to watch it. I'm there to give my take on it. I'm there to give my opinion on the way it's running, what I feel from it. But as far as the operations behind closed doors, I'm never going to criticize that. I never want to be in the front office of a league. I never want to be that person. You know how hard it is to deal with battle rappers? You got to work around so many people's schedules. You got to book all these matches. You invest so much money in a battle with no guarantee that is going to be a good piece of content. Literally, no guarantee. You get one chance to shoot it, and it better be magic. No pun intended. Yeah, I forgot we had Smack Saturdays. Says early 40. 200 plus 300 people going to be in the building ATL. That has no impact. Oh, we're going to talk about ATL. We're going to talk about it because I have some very controversial thoughts on that. Let's see here. All right, you know what? Let's talk about ATL a little bit while we wait for Mr. JB. So, as you guys already know, right, ATL, COVID doesn't exist in that state, right? The rules and regulations for every state differs, right? And everybody had different restrictions. I got a chance to read, salute Black Compass, I got a chance to read some of Atlanta's restrictions. It says clubs are supposed to hold 50 people in Atlanta. You guys have seen the compound. You saw Jeezy and Gucci's verses. They don't have no damn 50 people in these clubs. I can't believe what I'm reading. It's bullshit. I have a friend that owns a strip club in Atlanta. They don't have no damn. Maybe they have 50 people on the line to get in there. Jeremy Perkins says ATL France, ATL Ben Swayze gonna be out in the city. Yo, Jeremy, I still haven't decided whether or not I want to go because, like, We gotta be realistic with ourselves. Like, we can't talk about all this COVID protocol, all this safety, all this stuff, and then go to this event with a big smile on our face and act like it's okay. It's not. It's just kind of not okay. This is far from okay. In fact, like, so when you see URL taking these precautions, everybody's getting tested, and there's probably like 50 people at the establishment, including staff and performers. Yeah, they're doing things the right way. We're about to go to a 300 plus venue where I know nobody's gonna get tested prior. All right. I don't know how I feel about that. But the problem is, Ace Amin and John is just one of those battles that you kind of got to be there for. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to be there and witness what the fuck's going to happen. Are they taking temperature checks at the door? Reader, taking temperature checks at the door is like having a metal detector and walking around it. It does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. COVID's coming with New Jersey twerk and a Rum Nitty first, second, and a Lux third. Are masks being provided? I don't know if masks are being provided. That's a good question. They should provide masks. Rita CC says, I'm good, love, enjoy. Makes people feel safer. Listen, this might be one of those events I go and I'm fist bumping people. I'm wearing gloves. I'm double masked. I'm keeping my space. I don't know, man. Like, this. I'm not sold on it. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't actively out. Like, I have traveled. Like, what's the difference between going to ATL in this venue and flying out to URL for an event where, like, you fly to URL, you go to the airport twice, right? You get tested, you go to your hotel, you go through a shuttle, you go through Lyfts and cabs and Ubers, you go through all these transactions, and it's like, wait, there's still multiple checkpoints that I have to get across. Like, Petey says, nothing. COVID is COVID. Not gonna lie, Faye might be worth the risk. That's a really bold sentence to say. I don't know. I don't really know what's worth the risk yet in COVID. And our country is not doing a good job neither. Our country is just kind of like, look, we're doing the best we can, but it's up to you at this point. If you want to go out, just know that you can get it. You can go out, though. That's pretty much what this country is saying to us. It's just like, hey, you know what? If you want to go out, go right ahead. Is your life worth the risk? Worth the risk. Yeah, like, worth the risk is really strong. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. It's a big place, though. Is it a big place? 09 Bull Cent. Is it a big place? I Googled it. It's a warehouse. How big is it really? I Googled the spot. Like, it's not even, like, I know we're going to say, oh, the NBA has thousands of people in the arena. Yeah, it's a fucking 30,000 capacity arena. 4,000 people spread out. There's enough social distance. Oh, the NFL just had 22,000 people, which I still think is crazy, but it was in Florida, and it's outdoors. So, like, there's a lot of, at least, like, variables that you can't all the way compare with these sporting events. You know what I'm saying? Is your money being long worth your lifespan being shorter? Look, it's either you're here for a good time or a long time, and that's just the choice. If that weekend you go to Fade, just know you pick battle rap over your health that weekend. You're gambling with your possibility of COVID. Like, that's all you have to say to yourself. Are you okay with taking that gamble? If the answer is yes, and you come back without it, knock on wood, you live to see another day. But if you get the vid, you get the Rona when you come back. Nobody blame but you. And all it takes is one person there to say I got it, and then you don't know if anybody else can get it. You know, and I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm sincerely not, because I have traveled already a handful of times in our pandemic, but I have not been to a venue with hundreds of people in it as of yet. So, what if you had it already and you clear? Rita, even if you've had the virus, unfortunately, that doesn't mean you're fully immune to it. It's not getting it again. If you have the vaccine, it's still no full guarantee, although it does increase your probability of not getting it. So, Black Compass says, nah, be that guy. Somebody has to be that guy. That's true, man. I mean, look, somebody just has to ask these questions. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, And I won't lie too, like this may be the first event that feels like an event since COVID, because you put hundreds of people in the room, forget about it. Everybody's cheering, everybody's jumping, everybody's handshaking, babies are getting kissed, and people are hugging, and battle rappers they're socializing. So there's a whole lot of mess going on that, like, if you put that many people in a room, that it's just so many variables that I don't know if I can account for. But the sick part of me is still not saying no. That's the sickest part. Like, I'm still kind of like, I might go. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong with me, man. I should be saying no to this automatically, because at least everywhere else I've gone, I've gotten tested in the city I've gone to, and I've left negative. But I don't know yet. I'll do this much though. I will not criticize anybody for going, but I just hope that everybody goes with the awareness. My brother, I'll find my kufi if I can. With the awareness. Here we go. Yeah. Let's bring this up. There we go. Make sure all y'all leave with the awareness, all right, that there is a high probable chance that you can become in contact with this, all right? It's just be very cautious of that much, all right? That's all I tell y'all. As long as you are aware of that, then, make whatever decision you want. Savage Vandross says, "Where's the after party?" Oh, that event's not the end of the night. You know that. Like, after that, they're going to dinner somewhere. They're going to go to the Airbnb. It's a whole lot. Take your vitamins. You'll be okay. The chances just keep getting higher. But then I'm not going to lie to you guys, right? Do you remember early June or late May, early June, when there were so many protests across the country and we didn't see a spike in cases right away? We're like, wait, hold on. How are all these people outside protesting, but we didn't see a major jump in the virus yet? Like, isn't this what we're supposed to avoid? So there's also like that weird conspiracy, paranoid, goofy, tinfoil hat life where you're just kind of like, but, it's better safe than sorry at the end of the day. I'll tell you that much. It's always better safe than sorry. We've all known somebody personally with it. And we've all known somebody that's personally died from it. At least I have. So, let me follow up with my guy because I got 23 minutes left on air. Let's keep reading these messages. Don't go to any rooftop parties after. Facts. Spreader madness gonna be lit. Oh man, spreader madness. You guys are clowns. I'm ready for the full card to be announced. Word. Oh, what up, Dev the Demon? Family, what's the word? What up, Dev? What up, though? Savage Vandross is a funny guy, Shoe Gang. There's currently an Ebola breakout in West Africa. This shit doesn't compare, says Augie93. They go, what? There's a what and where? Huh? Unbelievable. Yeah, right? You gave me nervous too. God damn. It's always calling something ghetto. Listen, ghetto's good. Rita, I was just, yesterday when I was enjoying my holiday with somebody, you know what I'm saying? They were hanging up their mask like ornaments, and I was like, oh, this is kind of ghetto. I like this. And she was like, why are you calling it ghetto? And I'm like, yo, ghetto is good, man. Ghetto feels like home to me, all right? So I don't think ghetto is a derogatory term, all right? I think it's good, man. I like ghetto. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel like home. As long as the gangsters are in the building, I feel like I'm home. Let's be honest, as I'm flexing. Nah, man, I'm not flexing, man. I'm just letting it be known. Ghetto's not negative. Calling somebody ghetto is not negative unless you're white. You can't do that. If you're white, don't do that. Don't do that. if your skin complexion is too light, don't call anybody ghetto. It probably won't come off good. Rita says white people are the ghettoist. Facts. They kind of are. And I'm not saying that they can't be. I'm just saying for cancel culture reasons, just be careful how you say it. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you gotta be very careful the way you get the accent off on that. They let their animals do anything. That's a fact. You be seeing their dogs like in the kitchen, licking out the bowl before you put their food in the microwave. Like, it's a whole lot of mess happening sometimes. Storm the Capitol was next level ghetto. Yeah, that was a moment in history right there. We're gonna remember that one. Trifling. I watched a dog snatch a whole pizza. CC on air says this is why you can't eat everybody's food. Yeah, that's a fact. All right. Everybody stormed the Capitol. Didn't even vote. They be letting them stocks. They hold tongue in their mouth, says NYG80. Dev the Demon says, Rita, more likely Rita to stop smoking. What's more likely? Rita to stop smoking or me bring 3 rounds? It's not okay, Dev. It's not okay. Stop choking your battles. Stop. You're too young in your career for that shit. Don't do that no more. You can fix your grammar too, man. Come on. Lil Reggie says, kissing their dogs in their face. Yeah, that happens. The outcome of this event will have an impact on the battle rap community one way or another. Yikes. That chat's going crazy over here. Everything is a joke. Everything is a joke. Let's keep things going. We gotta chill. Nah, don't chill. Keep going. You're out of pocket, but keep going. Did y'all stream this morning? Augie, we did not stream this morning. If you were wondering, we did not get a chance to go live this morning. Friends, you got to put the kufi on when you say that. There you go. That's just for you. The girls are up 2-0. Verb and JC didn't show. Where's JB? I'm hanging tight. He said, give me a second. I haven't heard from him, but, we'll still try to get him on before we get up out of here. Let's talk a little bit about Verb and JC and the whole postponement of Kings and Queens, right? How did Kings and Queens 2 being postponed affect the league? Because I do feel like there's some people that were a little upset, right? Obviously, everybody disappointed. We all wanted some battles for the weekend. I did see some fans wilding, though. Like, somebody said something crazy. Somebody said, let me read this. Canceling an event the day before is just unprofessional. Yeah, you know what else is unprofessional? Getting COVID. But ultimately, this is what I think. Verb did have a post where he said he couldn't make it because he was having issues with his throat. Verb is one to never cancel, all right? He's never canceled on URL his entire career. In fact, that would have been his only time canceling a battle on URL. So I can definitely give Verb a pass because if he's ill, he can't perform. He's ill and he can't perform. That's just a case point blank. JC, though, no-showed Coffee the week prior. He said he was on his way to the airport to LA. Nobody heard from him. Nobody seen him. I didn't see any interviews of him over the weekend. And at some point, look, JC's his own person, right? JC's not the social media guy all the time. So if you don't see him on social media, it doesn't mean he's not living his real life. Like, social media and real life, two different worlds. But at some point, I would like an explanation to this behavior. Like, it's just like, yo, man, like, why do you get to never do a face-off Why do you get to no-show battles and never hear about it? Why do you get to do this and never discuss why you did it? Like, at what point do we just say, "Yo, JC, not that we're owed an explanation, not that we need one, but it would be courteous, it would be nice for your own brand, it would be professional." JC is a deposit thief. I'm not even gonna go as far as to say that. NYG, I don't know what's happening. He probably might not have been getting paid. There's a lot of times battles are booked. People say I'm sending a deposit and never gets sent. The battle rapper is just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and they just don't show up. They're like, all right, I'm not gonna pull up. You already told the people I'm coming, but you didn't pay me. I'm not pulling up. That happens sometimes. So I'm not even gonna go as far as to say that he's being a thief or not, but it's in the air. I can't say that he's not a thief neither, because he's not giving an explanation. When you don't give an explanation and fill in the blanks, people will do it for you. Susan Flores says, "Facts, France, you're not lying. I don't feel like we're that hard on him as fans." Yeah, man, I just kind of feel like it's just a little strange at this point. Like, you got to think about this. If JC did show up and the event was never canceled, or like, let's say like JC never no-showed and the event wasn't canceled, he still wouldn't have made the face-off because he wasn't in LA at that time period. That means since 2018 to now, he would have missed 7 face-offs that he was booked for. Do you just take the deduction? Do you just say, all right, yo, I know you're gonna take some out of my fee, out of my booking fee. Just take whatever you're gonna take. I'm not going to this face-off. I don't know what's the amount. I'm not going to assume. I'm not going to speculate, but I'm pretty sure. I know it's in your contract that you have to do the face-off. I know it's in your contract that marketing and promo is a part of this battle, right? I mean, it should be, and if it's not, then let's get it on ink. But for the fact that I know marketing aspect is something he's signing for and not doing, and I know for a fact there has to be some kind of penalty down the line that I don't know if either they're not taking it from him or they take it and he just doesn't care. Like, let's just hypothetically speaking, if it was X amount of dollars to not appear to your face off, he just assumes like, just shave it off. It's whatever. No, this is terrible. This is not good. This is kind of bad. I don't like this. Has JC ever done a face off? Juan, I would implore you to pull up a video of JC doing a face off and send it to me if you can find it. All right, if you can find a video of JC doing a face off, send it to me. JC wasn't there. JC don't care about the face-offs or promo. It seems he's been that way. I mean, he's always been that way. But when you ask for Sue Surf and Loaded Lux without promo, you're not gonna get a Sue Surf or Loaded Lux without promo. You're not gonna get those guys without promo. It is what it is. They said he was on the plane, quote. They said he was on the plane, quote. I did a blog, JC's never getting looks. Yeah, Vandals, I think that window is definitely closed. Tata says, I don't think he will get them, even if he did, to be fair. I don't know, Tata. I gotta disagree. I really feel like, at the very least, you antagonizing these guys or being a brand or being vocal pushes your opportunities closer to these big matches. JC versus O-Red has a face-off. So no battle rap media has ever asked JC why he's never attended face-offs. It's a good question to ask him. And it's not even to be like attacking. I just would really like to know the root of it. Like, is it? Do you feel like there's some battle rappers that say it themselves. They say it themselves. I hate face-offs because I feel like I'm gonna give away my game plan, and I completely respect that because you're in a talking war of words. Like, if you talk too much, you might reveal your angle. If you talk too much, you might say a line, and you might say something that you plan to say. Like, it's happened sometimes with Pat Stay in face-offs, or like when he went to RBE and battled Danny Myers. He accidentally said his opening line at the press conference. Like, so I can respect it if you don't like face-offs because you feel like you're jeopardizing your game plan. But say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Say that. Salute Bars 2020. DC in the building. But beyond JC and Flames, the other battles that didn't go down, Verb and Hustle. I mean, we didn't take much of a loss there. That not happening, and if that doesn't ever happen, I think I think that might be a plus. I think we might get away with one there if that doesn't go down. So we'll be all right there. But overall, the event not happening as a whole definitely it's disappointing. But I can't help but feel like we're gonna get way better battles moving forward. Like Vixen and Loso both said that they were writing the week off for their battles, so now they have 3 full weeks to go ahead and polish those rounds. So there's that. I'm happy about that. Official and Tay-Rock. I feel like they already had their material solidified, but now they can definitely fine tune it. And honestly, although Official's kind of had some performances lately that's like, I wasn't really blown away by it. Because Tay-Rock is tired of being in the empty room and is finally ensuring himself a crowd, and I also feel like Official can benefit from a crowd, I think their battle will be fireworks. I think their battle's going to be magnificent. Because I got a chance to rewatch 40 Bars versus Arsenal, Official versus Arsenal and Official versus 40 Bars. And I realized it's just like Official kind of needs that crowd. Like, without no gap in between, that's where like the delivery kind of just like has those moments where it loses your attention. So she throws these haymakers, she throws these punches, she tries to be explosive, and when she is explosive, you get that perfect opportunity to catch your breath. You get the opportunity to kind of like wind back up again, and I feel like it'll really enhance her performance. And more importantly, energy feeds off energy. So Tay-Rock getting the crowd, he's gonna get crowd reactions. It's gonna feed that momentum also to Official. So I do feel like they'll have a way better battle with a crowd together. It looks like I won't be able to get JB on, man, and I'm really sad about it. We had a lot to talk about. I got 9 minutes left on air before Yoro goes on at 8 o'clock, and I didn't get a chance to hear back from him. But we're going to spin the block. I promise you. We will get him on this week because he reached out, and we definitely have a lot to talk about. I wanted him to really discuss kind of like what happened to URL with this loss of this postponement. Because of course it's none of our responsibility. We're not the ones paying for this, right? We don't care that all these flights have to be rebooked, all these hotels have to be rebooked. We don't care that like you have to pay for every single individual COVID test again for an event that didn't happen. Like, that's not our responsibility to care for it. But I really wanted to kind of hear the effects of the league and how they're going to move forward, because they did say they want to do this on March 6th, March 7th. With the super fight weekend. And I wanted to ask JB, like, is that more of a liability? Because if you have 2 events back to back, Saturday and Sunday, and you have one positive outbreak between any of those days or any of those artists, do you run the risk of losing both those events? Let's read the chat. It's a good thing because a lot of battles wasn't there. Tata says, thank you for the prop. Anwar, because typically that's y'all problem. August says, yes, we do. I pay URL monthly. Yeah, facts. Rita says, I stopped trying to understand him a long time ago. That's a good question moving forward, says the Riot 2020. Yeah, I agree. 09 Bull says, we need to be in good spirits. I agree, 09. We definitely do need to keep positivity and be optimistic, but just also follow protocol and understand what risk is about. I mean, like, the NFL and NBA had games canceled. UFC has had events canceled or postponed, I should say. So it's not unlikely that if you're trying to plan an event in COVID and ensure all positive tests of your attendance and performers and staff, that a positive outbreak is very possible. And again, URL said it, 25 caffeine streams is the first time this happened. They've done a really good job so far, so I got to give them credit. Smack needs to drop Conceited and Young Ill. 09 Bolson, I was in the building for that, man. I wish that battle would drop. Just Anwar says, do we get a real bubble now? I'm not sure. Hope we get something new soon on the app. Let's keep reading these messages. It's bullshit though, France. Do you think they test when they came to Maryland? Augie, I can confirm I went to an event in Maryland. Yes. There was a bunch of people that were not tested and were not allowed in. So yes, I can confirm in Maryland they were doing tests. I think they have to. Onabo says we got the stinking Crucible. Hey man, don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do the Crucible guys like that. You got Active, right? You guys love Active, right? He was in the tournament. Saint beat him. You guys said beating Active was such a big win. Saint beat a Crucible guy named Active. This is fantastic, right? Let me stop with the sarcasm. The LA Crucible was fine. Yeah, the LA Crucible was definitely better than the New York Part 1 Crucible. The South was good. New York was horrible. Yeah, New York was bad, man. I'm disappointed in New York. But you know what? Don't talk about the talent, all right? There's something getting lost in all this. The New York Crucible was bad, but we need to really put the blame on the scouts. So we need to figure out who the fuck was the scouts that brought those people into that room. All right? Because those are the people that saw them prior to that moment and decided to say, he's ready for this opportunity. So we need to find out who the scouts were for that. And we need to ask them, what was your thought process in selecting these people for this opportunity right here? All right? Like Tata, right? If I say I got a friend I want you to date, right? And you go on a date with this guy. And this guy's terrible. Doesn't pay for the bill. Is chilling with his mouth open. You know what I'm saying? Is blowing bubbles with his drink and the guy like pasta all over his face. Yeah, you had a bad date, but you can look at me and be like, yo, France, why'd you recommend me this guy? This guy's terrible. Why did you vouch for him? He's chilling with his mouth open. You know what I'm saying? So as bad as the date was, it's not as bad as the person that made the date happen. So I feel like the scouts are not getting the heat for those guys. They were not good. We need to figure out who was the scouts that put them on. CC says, one of my pet peeves, men chewing with their mouth open. Good Lord have mercy. Got me on a whole hell date. Swave and Easy made it no better. Didn't Lex put Japanese Jesus on? Yeah, Lex got a few good. Listen, man, don't ever question Lex as a scout, right? Real Sick is here because of Lex, all right? Real Sick, top 20 battle rapper, all right? One of the top rookies of the year. That guy, it's because of Lex. I'll never question his scouting abilities. We had an avocado on LA. Maybe he found Real Sick off of YouTube. Well, who brought Vixen? Just Anwar, I got a history lesson for you in case you've never seen this battle. Queen of the Ring does these things called sparring sessions, which is the equivalent to doing a PG back in the day. Vixen's PG, aka sparring session, was against Lady Caution. Fun fact, 8 years ago. So if you get a chance, go back and watch Lady Caution and Vixen in their young careers, trying to make a name for each other, trying to prove that they belong on the league. It's a fun battle. It's like Lions Den for the ladies. That's a good way to say it too. Let's be honest. Just Anwar says, wow, about to watch that tonight. It's still on YouTube? Yes, it is on YouTube. Definitely watch it. Vixen calls herself a white B word and all that, you know what I'm saying? She tells Lady Caution that she's chocolate. And now I'm looking at Vixen kind of like with the Kofi hat, because like in that battle, Vixen was a white bitch, and now in her other battle she's a black bitch. Like pick a side, Vixen. When do you want to be white? When do you want to be black? All right? I don't like all this. Yeah, she's mixed, but pick a side. Pick a side. You can't be like, I'm white and I'm black. No. CC says, don't help make angles, France. I wonder if Loso's going to talk about that. Ah, shit, France got angles. Great angle. It's a great angle. Red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, says Arrogant the Hood. Yes, the time. I'm definitely not a fan of that. I mean, listen, this is something B Dot would pick apart, bruh. Bruh, if Emerson Kennedy, which no, he's Latino, but let's just pretend Emerson Kennedy was like Obama or something, right? He's half black, half white, right? And then one day he's repping his white side, and then the next day he is Black Lives Matter. B Dot would dissect that to like a frog in a 7th grade class, all right? Like, how much do you charge for an angle? Says Rita Puffin loud. Cece versus Vixen. Let's see who's the best white girl in battle rap. That's funny. France writing whole rounds for Los. Hey man, if Loso brings that up, just remember where you heard it from first. Yeah, that angle's really fire. I mean, it is. It's a good angle. It's a really good angle. It is a good angle. I have a best friend. She's biracial. You know what I'm saying? And Cece's a squirrel. So shout out to Cece, who's still here. You know, she's a nice vanilla black milkshake. She's a nice black white milkshake too. But she picked a side. All right, Cece picks a side. My best friend is Jamaican and Irish, and she picks a side too. All right, man. I'm really sad we couldn't get JB on, but I promise we will spend the block to get him on this week because I want to talk a lot about all the up and coming projects URL has and some updates you can expect on the apps real soon, and some ways that they're going to utilize the YouTube. There's a lot of things to talk about, but I'm done for the night. URL is gonna go live at 8 o'clock right now, hosted by Mr. Hennyman, Battle Rap Trap and all that. So everybody in the building, Anwar, Rita, Augie, 4-time, Ozzy, Tata, Shoe Gang, Falcone is still in the building, rocking with us. Shout out to Falcone, man. It's my guy. Muscle Hamster's in the building too, Jeremy, Shez. Let's be honest, you had a good time, right? You had a fun time today on the program. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. You're on fire. NYG80, Freetown Maker, Slim, Susef Lawyer is a regular, Con Queso is a regular, Ghost is a regular, G420 is a regular, Vandross is a regular. You know what I'm saying? We're done here for the night. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, my guy. We'll be back this week. Stay tuned. Be out of here. Head on over to URL's channel because I'm done for the night.